The journey only requires you to put one foot in front of the other, again and again and again. If you allow yourself opportunity to be present, the entirety of the trek, you witness beauty every step of the way.
Pretty good day. Trying to stay out of the elements, let the wind subside. Traveled a little bit more east. Stopped and got to see some pretty amazing sights. Coming back to see this beautiful glacier reminds me of Brewers of Bryggjan Brugghus, where Arturo was talking about hiking in Iceland. It's one of his favorite things that he loves to do, and I can see why. He was talking about, you know, you could be walking 5 minutes, you go around a curve, and you see something like this. It's absolutely breathtaking.
I grew up in a farm just by the foothills in Mendoza, the Argentinian wine region, and the mountains were never far. I always been very curious as well, so it's always the thing of reaching a point and what there is a bit farther, what behind that or over there. When I moved to Iceland, you have seen the landscape. It's just an invitation. It's put in front of you, and in few meters, few kilometers, there are so many things and so much change in the nature and the landscape that I just couldn't resist. I fell in love with nature. I see it like an expression of myself. I've been in your waters. Hello, I'm Arturo. I'm a head brewer at Bryggjan Brewery, Bruughus, Reykjavik, Iceland.
Cheers.
Cheers.
This is brew number 200, so it's pretty awesome.
Bryggjan means dog.
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
And this used to be fish processing facility.
Dude, they did such a great job on this place.
There are 8 tanks, and usually half of them are busy with the best-selling beers.
Yeah, what's the best-selling beer?
Pilsner and Pale Ale. The next room is the malt room.
Yep.
There we are gonna be pouring grain into the mill.
Mm-hmm.
The mill is mixing with water at the same time.
Yep.
It makes kind of porridge, and it's just pumped straight into the mash tun.
Perfect.
That is the first.
Wow. Look at this system. And this is what we talked about, the difference. Automated right there, man. This is great.
Start.
Man.
Let's go.
Let's go. This is what you track. It's like your recipe guide. That's the recipe, and then you're just every minute, you're just writing down
all the steps, extras we may add.
Yep. Because if the beer is later on, something happens to it, you can always refer back to this and see what went wrong.
Oh, looks fine, but sometimes in here is still some. You see?
Oh yeah, just turn blue.
So there is a starch there. Not converted. What is happening now is the starch is disappearing. It's a long chain, it's being broken in pieces. It's not good because cannot be fermented. It will not change into sugar.
Is that typical? I mean, what you saw?
No, very seldom.
It's the 200 batch, man. You know what I mean? It's going to try to give you some problems.
Of course.
We got to fight it, man. We got to fight it.
No, but now we'll give it 5 minutes longer.
Yeah.
And for sure should be enough.
Yeah.
Sure, the mashing is just finished. Now the system is pumping over from the mash tun into the Leuten for filtration.
celebration.
So
And
I would say yes.
I love it. I was just part of the brewing process with one touch.
The one touch man.
One touch man. Yesterday I was bending over shoveling it, and now I'm just using a finger now.
Yeah, for now.
For now. You guys send this off to cattle farmers, I'm sure, you know, typical.
We were doing so, but the
now
guy
you just throw it out.
coming.
You throw it out in the dock.
Yeah.
This is how cod is actually being fed in
That's
in
why
Iceland.
salmon is so good.
Yeah. You gotta keep warm out here. You don't even need a coat.
Yeah, I don't feel cold.
Essentially starting at the bottom, right here. I told him I gotta earn my beer, and this is how.
No shortcut.
No shortcuts. People think it's a geothermal spa over here and come running over.
It has been boiling for just about an hour.
Yeah.
So at the moment it's just pumping out into a whirlpool. The main purpose is to get rid of the hops.
Gotta earn my beer, man.
The whirlpool time is finished.
Yeah.
Then the wort that is very hot at the moment still is gonna run through this heat exchanger to cool it down to match the temperature in the fermentation tank. And at the same time we will be adding oxygen through here to help the yeast to reproduce. At the time I had to start secondary school, I was asked what I want, and I never liked it very much now. And I knew I want to go into some agrarian direction. So I went into this viticulture school. Then naturally, when this was finished, I kept on going into the same institution to the winemaking university. From halfway of this, I was already working in few wineries as a student. Then I went to work to a winery in Bolivia. Then I met who will be my wife, and later on we moved to Iceland. After some adaptation time, I ended up working in the main brewery here. I spent there at the beginning like permanent worker and then as seasonal because I needed to go back to Argentina to continue my learning. The time passed doing that. I was jumping from between the brewery and winery, and then we decided to stay here in Iceland. This place I was working for, the position there, I felt a bit stuck. Then I decided to have a change. I found Bryggjan that was about to start. We got in contact just from the very beginning. When you connect with people, this is where I want to work, and it seems to me I was the people they were looking for. Then we started, and over these 2 years has been a lot of a challenge because the place started from scratch and we're growing very quickly. I'm really excited and I'm very happy to be here. I have complete freedom of creation and also complete freedom of not knowing where we're going, which is pretty good as well.
See it's getting transferred all flowing through here, and then now you see it start. That's the one we just made. So now he knows.
And you can also see that slowly the level right.
It's a bunch of yeast high-fiving.
Or rioting because there's more work to do.
Primary fermentation will take, for this beer, probably 4 days.
Yeah.
It's an ale. We ferment relatively warm, so it will be finished quick. But then, the aging step begins, which again for this beer 2-3 weeks, and then it's fine and it's done.
By the way, there was something else that was really special about this brew that we did today. It was you told me it was the 200. 200.
200, fine, I can't believe it. It has passed so quickly.
Yeah, it was good to be part of this 200. I feel honored. No real hiccups. I mean, the automated system did its job. You did your job, obviously, checks and balances. So it was really cool to be able to brew.
I was happy yesterday when I realized it because I thought you Jeff and guys are coming right today, right this day. And Yeah, it's gonna be like a milestone.
One of my traditions is to pass on a brewery that I've learned from, where I travel to the next brewery that I've learned from. I will tell you that I've got 3 beers right here on your desk.
Nice.
The significance is they're all from South Africa. The first one is from Black Horse, from the youngest female brewer in South Africa. She's making double IPA there. The second one are from Urban Brewery, already winning awards. They've only been around for similar 2 years. Your beers from South Africa have made it to Iceland. So,
Thanks so
cheers,
much.
man. Yeah. Enjoy it. Safe travels back home, my man.
There is only one way.
Yep.
Slow.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Slow.
Slow and painful.